I have a if I have a box now, I know that there are just 4 points on that box. Now, if I want to convert it to maybe something different, like maybe a snake shape kind of, how do I go about it?
Okay. Figma does not give you that much liberty. It's going to be
Oh,
quite stressful to do that. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's going to be very stressful. So you said S shape.
yes,
Let me,
yes, like something very flexible, yes.
but not really S like this, but you want to be able
No,
to do
not
something.
S, not S, just like a snake. Something like a snake that goes high, low, high, low, high, low.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's say something that looks like or something like this. Up, down.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
okay.
Like the
Let
way.
First thing is you need to be sure if Figma does not have, you need to be certain if Figma has it or Figma does not have it. Let's see. So nice. Dynamic brush. So these are so far what Figma has. Where does it have anything more than this? Um, okay. Okay. So what you can do in doing that is you can either use your draw tool to be able to draw a shape. So I can use my pen, take my reveals, and I can carve a given shape based on what I want to. So what you might want to do is to be able to create the shape. If it's to want to start using a box to blend, it's going to be quite difficult to do that. I try the blend tool. What happened? Well, another thing you could do is using your pen tool. I use pen tools also to create what you want. But Figma does not give you that liberty to start creating stuff that possible. Most times when I want to do things like that, I would have to get them elsewhere. Either I go down to design something for my own end, or I just find a way to get it and then bring them into what I'm doing. Okay. Um, yeah, we were trying to. I'm going to pick up on where we stopped yesterday. Sarah, did I answer your question?
Yes,
I know
sir.
I didn't so much, but that's what it is. You can't really do so much with
Okay.
blending shape and all that. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So yesterday, um, we're trying to do something about homepage. And much later, I was thinking that I think I should stick to something very simple.
it was much later after the class yesterday. I was thinking, let me stick to something simple that's not going to be complex for you guys. We can during when we're doing constant practice, we can go into something complex. But for now, let's stay on something very simple. So I think I would need to um we'll need to redo this particular design we're doing. So what I wanted to do, let me explain what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do a feature here such that when the user swipes, so this is a carousel. Once the user swipes from the left for this image to come to what you have here, what happens is that the background, this background image you're seeing, will automatically change. Let me give you a quick example of what I mean. So like, let me assume that let me think, how do I assume this now for you to understand better? Okay, let me do it this way. Put this, I'm gonna duplicate this. Okay. Let me take a call from there. Okay. I'm going to bring this out so I don't put this as. Now, so this is what I mean. If the user swipes this carousel to the left, now forget the fact that I use the same objects that I use for the blue, for the yellow. I don't have time to start designing all of that. Let's assume that these are different cards. So if the user swipes to want to get to the yellow card, what happens is that when the user gets to this yellow card, the background image we have here will automatically change also to the yellow. So this was what I wanted to do. Then if the user swaps to the next one, it does the same thing. It keeps going like that. Let me duplicate this also. And bring this to the center. So this now changes to red. So does it make sense? What I'm saying, does it make sense?
Yes, sir. But I have a question. Does it mean for that to be, you have to like duplicate one of the screens many times? And I'm not talking about the images now. By assumption, all the images are different, but we have to like duplicate one screen many times, right?
No, no, no. We don't have to duplicate one script many times. So that's why I said I don't want to go into something complex because even me, if I do that, I'm just going to design the first one. I then need to create um, a component that is supposed to feature what I want to do. A component that's supposed to feature. So let me show you what I mean by a component that's supposed to feature that. Let me copy this design and I'm going to do this. Let me delete everything. I'm going to delete everything I have in here. I just want to explain something real quick. And delete this also. Before I delete you, let me take a photo. So I want us to imagine that there are many banners, and all of these banners have different things on them, images, just a couple of things. You know. So I'm just trying to use different colors so that I'll be able to identify each of them. Okay. So I want to show you how that would have been possible. But now the challenge, my major concern is what is at the background. For this picture that I'm trying to build there, the image, the color of the background also changes. So I don't want to start doing something very complex. I just want to do something very simple. But if it's for the carousel, this is what I would have done. Now, look at what I did. You're going to create each of your cards. When you create each of your card, you do something we called auto layout. Now, what is auto layout? Auto layout is simply what helps you arrange your card automatically. I told us the other time about layout. I said layout is about how you set the content, your objects, everything on your screen, having a proper setting, following alignment, following what's it called? What's the other word? Let me just word following alignment. Let everything looks clean, smooth. Now, auto layout is I'm going to show us how to use it. It's what grants you the opportunity to be able to automatically arrange your content. So, for instance, now if I'm going to do this, I have how many of these? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Now, if I want to introduce an auto layout to this, now let's say I want to reduce the size of this. These guys are much. I want to reduce the size. If I do this, you can see that all of my stuffs are shredding together. I want to have an opportunity that when I move my stuffs in, let me take this out also. Just hold on. When I move my stuffs in, I want my layout to be maintained. The size, the way my things are. The only thing I want is that I want auto layout to properly stack my cards. Instead of compressing my card, auto layouts will rearrange my card to ensure that they fit. So let me just do it. I don't have a better word to use. I'm going to group them, use an auto layout. That's what you have here. I'm going to click on it. You see, when I click on it, it automatically changes to a frame. It automatically changes to a frame. Now, if I drag this in, sorry, give me a minute. Okay, I'm back. If I drag this in, you see, how we frame respond. We've talked about frames before, where you can clip the content of what you have in your frame, or I can make you visible, But then the good thing with auto layout is that number one, it puts your object in a frame. But that aside, I can determine how I want my object to be arranged. Can you see? Auto layout gives me the opportunity to rearrange my objects as I wish. Can you see what's happening? Initially, my cards were shredding, which was compressing them, but see what auto layout is doing now. And I can automatically add spacing. If I say, okay, my cards are tied to each other. I want to give space to them. I come to auto layout. It gives me, see the object here, it tells you horizontal, what again, gaps between objects. I can add it, make it to 10. It gives me gap. That's added gaps in between here. I'm going to expand this a little so that I see it properly. See the gaps in between. The bottom also add 10. What else? If I want a space at the beginning, I don't want my cards to be too close to the edge of the frame. I can adjust that from here also, put it to 10. You see the adjustment here. Let me make this. So I do the same for here to up and down, make it 10. I can hold this. So you see that Autolayer gives you the opportunity to rightly adjust your content and it just sits well. So I'll go back to what we wanted to do. I just wanted to explain that quickly. So if I want to do that sort of slider, what I would do is to first after I finish making all the cards, I'll make all the cards, not duplicating the frame. I'll make my cards, each of the cards that are supposed to be sliding. Then each of the cards, you need to ensure that each of these cards are grouped. So all the content is either you group them or you frame them. Turn them to frame. So right click frame, it becomes a frame so that the content that I need does not fall out or does not go out by any chance. So by the time you have each of these cards, what you now get to do is to click on all of them and then you add an auto layout. To add an auto layout, you can use short Shift A on your keyboard, or you can just click the button here. So it has added an auto layout. For my auto layout, I want to give a space. I want to give a space at the start, in between my object. So I'm going to come here. I want to give a space of 10. Yeah, that's what I want. I've made my auto layout to be hog. What hog means is that, let me expand this now. Let's say there's small stuff here. If I click hog, what happens is that it makes sure that my frame is rightly fitting round the object. There's no excess like this going out or excess coming from below. It just hogs everything to the side, hog this also to this side. There are other types of auto layout that can also show up here, depending on the object that you are working on. So there are sometimes that it shows you some other things here, but I will leave that for now. So now all of my objects are inside this and they are framed. So it's very simple. What I would need to do is that I would need to reduce the size of this to where I want it to be on my design. So I'm going to clip it so that all of this one in here is going to be hidden. So let me remove this one that we have on the design here. Let me take this in. So I will now take this and put it into my design where I want it to be. I'm going to align it properly to ensure that it meets how I want it to be. Now, the space here, I need to ensure that this end space is reaching the edge of the frame, because remember, it's a slider, so it's going to be coming out from this side. But for the other side, we leave the space open so that when it slides, this one now will not get to enter into this part. So what I need to do next is I then need to click on prototype. Once I click on prototype, I will then click on scroll. So you see where you have scroll behavior. I'll go down to overflow. I'll click on horizontal. So once I click on horizontal, let me try and prototype this screen. Let's have a look at it. I'll click on the screen. Nope. I want to do a simple prototype, not. Just hold on, please. Preview. Let's preview it. The screen is frozen. Okay, just a few minutes, it's loading. Okay, so remember we added a scroll effect here. We did horizontal. So if I come here, you see what's happening here. So due to this horizontal, I added a flow that says instead of my screen just scrolling vertically on this particular object, I added an horizontal flow. So you see what's happening there. So now I have the scroll effect. For any of us that is going to be trying one or two things that we're doing, you can try this effect on your design. So the challenge now is that I wanted to let this background. So let's say when I move to this part where it shows yellow, I wanted this background to change. So I wanted the background to change to reflect the color of this yellow, just like I did here. So now, but the challenge is, I didn't want to complicate things because we are using free version of Figma. So if I wanted to have added a complex, what's it called? Prototype. Sorry, hold on. If I wanted to have added something complex, I wanted to have added a complex interaction, I would have not been able to do that because, so if you check here, there's an interaction called set variable mode or conditional. So what I would have done for conditional is that if I move this image, if we get to this yellow frame, the background should change to a different frame. I would have set up a condition, but we will not be able to do that because we're currently using a pre-plan. So we're going to take a pause on that. So that's why I just thought about it yesterday. I said, okay, let me not start rushing to something very complex. Let's work with things that are basic. And then with time, we'll be able to flow to something that is much, much complex, if that is okay. Does that make sense? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to close this and delete all of this. And then let's come back to our design. Okay. Just hold on. So I want us to review what we were designing yesterday. Now, the reason I want us to review it is this. We are designing, the kind of application we're designing is something that feels more personal than, what's it called? It feels more personal than Jumia. Now, Jumia is good, but Jumia is not as personal as the kind of application we're trying to build. What do I mean by that? Our application is such that we should be able to send voice notes. It should be able to get back to us to tell us, oh, this person has read your voice note. It's not just a random shop. It's more like the application is dealing with you personally. Now, application that does that that tries to relate with the user more personally is, for example, I was trying to show us this yesterday, something like this. Where the application in most cases tries to call you by your name or tries to welcome you for you to use the site, tries to show you one or two tips for the day, or tries to keep you informed about what is happening or what is going on and all that. So I was just thinking about it, thinking about what we can do. On the other hand, just stick with something simple that we are already doing. So I was thinking about it, and I just felt like let's just stick with something simple. I want to believe that when you're trying things on your end, you then be able to want to try something quite complex. You would want to explore beyond what we have discussed here. Okay, so give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Okay. So for me now, I'm thinking for us to do something very simple, something clean. I want us to readjust this current design. So I want us to readjust our current design. I want us to do something more engaging. Let's not stiff our neck with Jumia. So you just follow me. If at any point I'm doing something that you don't understand, you can call my attention. I'm just going to be talking, I'm going to be explaining, and we're going to be doing it together. So, for me now, I think what I will start with, uh, Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Why is nobody saying anything there?
I didn't actually hear you until you said something now. So I thought probably you were working.
Are you serious? So everything I've been saying, you guys have not been hearing me.
We don't know if you
Um,
were saying, we only saw the screen. The last I heard was um when you were mentioning that you mentioned some things, but after for like a short while I didn't hear anything
what did
until
I
you
say
said
exactly? Let me know where I
if
stopped. What did I say last? Let me know where I stopped. Because I've been speaking.
oh, we hear
Yes, I've been
you.
saying a lot. I've been explaining, talking, trying to explain why I'm taking a different decision and all that. This is
We thought you
interesting.
are
This is very interesting.
I
Okay.
actually thought that it was my device that was having issues.
You guys, when you sit down quiet like that, call my attention now. Okay. Let me know if it's
I actually thought we thought probably you were just maybe checking out something or so. That was why.
ah, no. Let me disconnect from my mic and okay. Can you hear me?
Sir, we can
yes.
hear you now.
Okay, so I'll be using my voice from my laptop. This is very strange. Very, very strange. Very strange. Okay. So I'm trying to say we want to use a word for, I want us to use a word for our app. What can we use at this beginning part when you greet the person? If you look at, for instance, this one we have here says, hello, Martha. It says, let's take care of your skin. Now, this is a skincare app, so let's not
Yeah.
try to pick words from that. I want us to use something for this app, considering the features that the app has. Remember, we said, uh, you remember all the things that the app can do. Let me not start going to the because of time. Yeah, so anybody? That's what I was
You're
asking last.
welcome. Since we are not, is it a skincare product or we are just doing anything randomly?
No, we are
Like picking
working
any.
with the product we are doing for V. Remember the V,
Okay.
even if we might not be able to do everything about it, but let's try to stay in line with that so that all the designs we're doing would respond with each other.
Okay. Welcome. Welcome to V's house. House. House.
Okay,
I
that's
can use the
quite
word welcome.
okay.
I
So
can
let's
use the
move on.
word
Welcome.
welcome.
So change this to welcome, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's just use welcome. Whatever you suggest is what I will use.
Okay, it's since is it just the note
Or
you
should we remove it and just leave just the search button at the top?
I think the note is still okay. Since it would be the very first thing they would at least they should get to see something once they come in the interface with the app and
So
being a
for me,
gifting being a
okay.
sir.
Yeah, go on, go on.
Okay, since it's a gifting application, like where you send gifts and the like, so I think there should be something very catchy, not just like his search box alone. And it could be another word, but I only have welcome in mind for now.
Okay, let's stick with welcome. I'm still thinking if we should have the cat at the top or at the bottom. We would get to that much later, but for now, let me just add something. Let's try and add the cat at the top. The outline. No, it's not. Where are all the outlines? Oh, so not an outline. Okay. What is this guy stressing in? You have outline in.
We are not hearing you, sir.
I know, I'm here. I'm trying to get an outline, what's it called? I'm trying to get an outline for why is this guy taking me this long? Okay, let me search something else. So I'm afraid I'll have to use a different. So let me use a shopping bag. Let me try something different. If I'm going to see a shopping bag. I used to be able to set this by outline. I don't know how. think I'll have to find how to solve this anytime soon. Okay, just give me a minute. I think I would have us use a different icon. This, just give me a minute. Um, just hold on. I'm opening something on my desktop, my laptop, sorry. Yeah, let me use a different site. Okay, so we're looking for cards. Yep. So I'm trying to remember. So, yeah. Why are all these? What's it called? Let me just pick one from here. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see the one that has outline, so I'll just pick one. This is fine. You can use this. Spent quite some time here trying to figure out. Okay, so go for that to add my search bar. So let's say I want to add um this was it. So here also. Okay, grid on. Well, stay with us. So it will, what's it called? Filter. Set filter. Many of these icons often not to have this is okay. This is line. I like that artist line. Any other one? So I think I will use this in case the user wants to set Okay. So I want to believe we know what this button is for. Do we? Let me not assume. Can you guys still hear me, or I'm the one now talking to myself again?
We can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I was asking, do you know what this button is for?
Not really, sir.
Do you know what a filter button is?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a filter button. To be able to filter your search.
Okay.
Okay, so let me try and just be very fast now so that I don't want this particular screen to go past what we currently have. To go past, what am I saying? So, I'm just speaking. So we're trying to use from this. So we have women, we have men, see women, men. So I'm adding category so the user can add category, select categories they want to shop with. If the font happens to be too big, like I said, is to reduce them. But with 12, I believe 12 is reasonable and will not be too big. But then, like I said, I will need to still check the design on my mobile device to see how the fonts are looking, just to be sure that we're good. So we have women, men, kids, um, what else can we? Electronics. Can we use electronics? just different search. So all of these are not the same sizes. I'm going to, okay, before I do that, let me add the images. Splash. Not much time, not much time. So let's say beauty to the skincare. Let's see what comes up for skincare. Let's assume beauty skincare. Should be more of like soap or something. I would have preferred if you have something that has a more nice background. This would have been good, but it's too small. Okay, let's use this. Beauty, women. This is women wearing fine dress. Use that as this woman not wearing fine clothes. Okay, let's use this. And it's okay. It could not just be clothes, it could be toy, it could be anything. Let's see, it's clothes. Okay. Interesting. Small. Okay, so we have our categories. Make them all auto layouts. So that I'm setting that they all have the same sizes. Yep. So so much space here. So I have to reduce this a little bit. Okay, it's well there. So, okay. Yeah, so I think this is where I would want to add my banner. I'll just remove the backgrounds.
Are you still talking?
No, no, yeah, I'm with us, but I'm not speaking. I'm just quiet. I'm with us, but I'm just quiet. Okay. So now go down to the products. I'll still use the word that I use recommended for you. Just give me a minute. I'm still with us. Okay. Yeah, so recommended products, what should we put? Um, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna change the colors first. So for recommended products, we're gonna have a carousel. And then after the carousel, we can then have other and then have other products. Now, there's something I want to do here. I want my page to continue to be more extended. So what I can do is this. I'm going to click on my page. I'm going to click on. So if you just drag it like this, you start dragging your object of distance. So I'm going to click on my page and I'm going to click on what is it called? Control. Oh, I'm trying to get the exact. I use Windows a lot, so I'm trying to think for. I say Windows. I use Mac. I'm trying to think for Windows. What's the? Yeah, so I think that should be your control. On Windows, you can use your control. You hold on your control and then you drag for Windows. Let me try it on my desktop. My Windows, let me see. Yes, so on Windows, you hold on your control and you drag. But on Mac, using Mac, you hold on your, what's it called? On your command. So I'm going to lock this guy because I don't want to, I want it to remain where it is. For now, I'm going to, okay, let me lock it. I click on here, lock, and then I'll make it invisible for now. It's there, but it's invisible, so it doesn't stop what I'm doing. So recommended, our recommended product are supposed to have prices. So I'm going to add the name of the product and the price. So I don't know. Let me see what, let me start with shoe. Right, okay. So let's start with the shoe. Okay, so nice. Let's see which one. So I think the red looks nice. Okay. Okay. Oh, freaking stop coming. Okay, let me copy Naira icon. Okay, this was. Let me see if I can get it on there. Double strike. Okay, that's only one strike. Not double strike. Just one strike. Okay. Let's say it's 5,000. Going to make that bold. So do that for the next one. Sunglasses. Hmm. Kind of pass. It's more than this. Don't reduce. So if you have more content than, so for me now, what I'm designing, I want it to fit into the size of, if I extend this now, this is at the edge, this text is pulling out, and I don't want that to be. I want it to fit well. If you check Jumia, you see how that the text that are more than the frame they've created has a little bit of dot, dot, dot. So it's trying to tell you that there's more write-up in there. So for this, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the text frame. You're going to come to your typography, go to this dot, dot icon here. That's the filter. You will click on the settings, type settings, and that's it here. So you click on it to ask you how many lines. So I want to do for one. So once you do it, I'm going to reduce. Once I reduce the size of it, bam, I'm gotten it. The last one here we have sweat. Um, okay, so let's say this is our product under recommended. Are we together? Are we still here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Uh, let's shift this for now, or remove it for now. We'll come back to it. I'm going to add a rectangle frame. So just want to do a little bit of demarcation. Start like implementation. So I'm going to do that feature I taught us earlier for this, the Carousel feature. So first, I need to make sure that all of this are proper. So let me try 10 sort of things to be sure that it sits well. The space of this not too much. Okay, so I think I'll leave it at 8. Yes. Yes. So we just have for 3 now. We can keep. So I've added Carousel to it. I've added auto layout to it, reduce the size. Come to prototype, scrolling, horizontal scroll. So I've added that there. So I think we should still extend it. Probably add like 2 more or so. Let me adjust all of this first. Okay, so this is what I'll do. Let me just duplicate. Copy, paste. So I just duplicated what to have. So we're just going to keep scrolling. Copy. Paste. Okay, so it's going to be very long now. A lot of scroll. So let me change the prices. Okay. Let me change the prices before we. So let me make this 20,000. Maybe make this 6,000. So now copy, paste. Okay, so we're good there. Keep that in. Put that in. Yeah, so. Okay, just hold on. So what you can then try to do is that you can then try to start adding different categories. This one was recommended. You can then start adding different categories to your shop list, to your design. So for instance, I'm going to do this. Let me try something like what Jumia did up here. It's a frame I created or something. No, just a text frame I created. So I'm still going to use brand color. What's that our brand color again? So we have the So yeah, I think we can add. I think we can add. Yeah, let me do something else for us. Let me add a banner here. Probably I will not have time to show you the kind of what's it called? The kind of effect I would have loved to put on the banner, but well, let me do something here so that I don't keep that space just Looking very boring. Seriously. It's looking too bad. Yeah. So we have a slider here. This indicates that the slider is already in slider 2, or if it's too big, we'll reduce it much later. Let's see. Yes, it's better. Width is how many? The height is 7. The height is 5. So let me adjust the rest. Yeah. So we're gonna add a banner. This is gonna be sliding, but it's gonna be sliding automatically. What you have here, I'm going to make it slide automatically. I will not be able to do that today, but definitely in our next class, I'll be able to add that, add the banner that's going to be sliding automatically at the top at this part. It's going to be sliding to different banners. So I'm using auto layout now to duplicate. So just keep duplicating and just keep going that way. So let me think of things to add here. So I'm going to be ending the class soon.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes, please.
Okay, you actually just changed the image from that very first book to this wristwatch. When I tried it on my own end, it was showing both. There was a particular image I used. So I now placed another one in. I thought probably the moment I put the new one, the old one would disappear. But I saw both of them in the same box.
It's possible sometimes. It depends on how the so that's like Figma knows how, for instance, now look at my box here. They're showing me two. I have a background image and I have another image. So you can
Yeah.
add another image again. I can end up adding another image again to it. So let me try. Let me try. Let me add something else and see. Yeah, hold on. I'm clicking it here. So there are like three stuffs there. Let me see if
Like
I can.
your own is actually changing,
Okay, yours is
but
not changing.
it's not like both image I'm seeing them at the same time. Like it's as if one is on top or inside the other one. So
The
it's
other one.
just it was not looking good.
Okay. Mine keeps. Okay, see what happened here now. See both images. They are on top of each other. If I move, let me click on the first one. If I move this one, see, the other one is clear. So something like this that yours is doing is just probably how you place the images and how Figma is reading it.
Okay. What if I
Yes.
don't want to see what if I don't want to see the
You delete
previous
any
one?
of them. Anyone you want to click, remove. You see the small stuff here.
Okay.
Just click on remove.
Okay.
Remove it and it's out. I keep making this mistake. Yeah, so I want to believe that what the things I did today was pretty much something we kind of understood. I hope so. I didn't really do much, but let me just finish up all of this.
Also, sir, the way
Yeah,
you actually extended the screen downwards, does it mean
mhm.
that while the user is like scrolling, the button remains where you placed it?
Which button?
Like this screen now is very
Mhm.
long,
Yeah.
and the essence is to enable scrolling up and down, right?
Yes.
Okay. So like I mean like maybe a button, or is there no button there? Because there was a particular this thing you shot.
Yeah. So I said I hid it. Don't worry, I will hide it now. Let me add one last image so that this is balanced. Um, okay. So you can keep going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Just want to stop there. I'll take this up a little bit. Let me remove this for now. Let me do this real quick, just so that I will not be able to. What happened? Oh, there was a frame there. I'm gonna make this one yellow. I'm gonna call it a wolf. This. I'm going to do only two. I don't want to do more than two because of time. The class is supposed to have ended by now. Well, I don't want us to drag this till next week. So I want to create an auto layout that works by itself without, I'm going to explain this in our class, so just bear with me. Time. Degree. Change to ten. Um, supposed to, okay. Yeah. What's this cells? What is this? 16. System. So I'm going to drop the link of this page that we've created on the group. Let's have a look at it. If we have comments, corrections that we think we could have done better. Like I said, I'm doing something very simple. We'll comment on the group. So I think this is taking me longer time. Now we just have to stop here, and then our next class will continue. I want to go beyond. Oh. Okay. I'm going to share the link with us. I'm going to end the class here. We'll continue next week. Have a good night, rest, everyone.